Hi everyone. Now, you guys have been asking for a video of my favourite devices, my favourite home use devices. So I have gone around the house and dug out everything I can find, the things that I actually use, a few which I mean to use, some which I have used, and I'm going to do a run through that. So it's quite a variety. It's mostly face, but there's also some body ones in there. So where to start? We will start with cleansing. We'll start with, this is the Foreo brush, which is a silicone, it's got these silicone brushy bits on it. It's got sonic vibrations, so you press this, it switches it on. You could use it with any cleanser. It helps dig the dirt out of your pores. It's rechargeable, it's waterproof, it's fab, it's expensive. But there's a new smaller one. I think this is the Luna Mini. There's another one and I can't remember the price of it, but they can be had for under £100 now. So have a look for that. I will put the prices in the details down below. This is a new kind of cleansing thing called the Bee Glow. I think it's the Bee Glow Mia. And it is also a sonic device. This part has got a brush on it, comes off for easy cleaning, but that you can use to massage your cleanser in and rinse off very cleanly. And this side of it, you can hear the buzzing. That's a kind of sonic thing to massage serums more deeply into your skin. It does that by disrupting the skin membrane very slightly, which pushes the ingredients a bit deeper. And I don't know about studies behind this, but I quite like it. I've been using it. Again, it's not cheap. It's over £100. I think it's probably about 150. Again, I'll put the details down because I'm not going to be good on remembering all of these. So that's cleansing. I do have a Clarisonic cleansing brush and I have loved it over the years, but I find that can get a bit rough if one uses it too much. I don't want to use that more than about once a week. So I haven't brought that up for the show and tell right here. Then what should we move on to then? Face lifting with microcurrent. This is the Nuface. This is the big Nuface Trinity, which I love. This is microcurrent, so it's electrical microcurrent. You just switch it on like that. You put the hydrating gel that comes with it to conduct the electricity through your face, and it gives you a beep every few seconds to tell you move it up your face. And if I can manage the tech, or maybe another time I'll drop in a picture of just the kind of difference it can make. I find it just picks things up very slightly around here, which on mornings when I'm feeling not as awake as I might otherwise do is terrific. And people are always asking, should they buy the big version like this or the little one, the mini, which is a lot cheaper, because this, again, I'm being hopeless on prices here, about £250, £280. The other one is a lot less, like 130. And what this one does that's different is that you can disengage and take off the head bit and swap it for other bits. Like, I like this prongy one. It's good for holding up eyebrows and moving them into new positions. But unless you want to have the ability to swap in bits like this, the mini version is the one to get, because that has all the same power as this, and you can use it on your neck, your face, your brow, and it does the job. Also, it charges up on its charging stand like that. Plug it in the back there, and lasts for a long time. So that's that one. Then what have we got? We've got, well, here's one I haven't tried, but I'm about to. This is the Sensilift. This is a radio frequency device for firming and tightening the skin. Radio frequency, it has like a shrink wrapping effect on the outside of the skin. This is more like 300 quid. And as well as putting radio frequency energy into the skin to tighten it, this has a, let's see if I can get it switched on. It has a sort of pinching motion. I don't think I've charged it. That's not very helpful. So it works its way around pinching, and it slightly distorts the skin, which gets the radio frequency energy a little deeper in for greater effect. As I say, I haven't tried this yet, but I've heard good things about it. The other radiofrequency device, which I haven't got here, I know I had it, I think I must have given it to somebody, is the newer, as in NEWA, and that is from the people who make the salon standard, clinic standard, EndyMed technologies. So that one comes highly recommended. Again, it's a reasonable investment, but those are the radiofrequency ones to think about. Did I have another radiofrequency? Oh, here's another. This is the other radiofrequency device that I was looking at. The TriPollar stop. This produces heat from these 4 points here. You put gel on the face, you slide it around. What it does is heat up the skin to above 40 degrees, at which point the collagen in the skin contracts and you get that tightening. I think it takes about 8 minutes. I have used this once or twice, but I fear it just sits downstairs because I haven't had the dedication to sit and follow through with it. Shame on me. And this is hundreds of pounds as well. So this is something quite different. This is the Dermaflash. And what this does is it gives you the equivalent of a dermaplaning treatment. That's where a blade is used, a scalpel blade is used to take the peach fuzz hair off your face. So it gives you, in effect, a really close shave, but the hair doesn't grow back stubbly. Now, where are the things? A blade, the blade has to be replaced each time. This is its stand. It's quite addictive, this, because you start off you start off thinking, what difference is this going to make? But then you see the very fine fluff and fuzz lifting away from your skin as you work over it. You have to do it quite slowly and thoughtfully. You're not going to hurt yourself with it, but you do need to be thorough, to work with the against the direction of the hair, just to lift everything away. And then you have this super smooth surface left, which reflects light better. Makeup sits really well. So that's fab. People always ask about microneedling. Now, this is the Glow Pro. This is the body head, which has got 0.5 millimeter spikes. Can you see on there? They're quite prickly. And my hesitation about recommending any kind of microneedling is that, you know, we all have a tendency to run these things over our face or body fairly carelessly, and that can end up really scratching up the skin. And also, if you're not really specific about the products you're putting on afterwards, I mean, most cosmetic skincare products are not designed to go any deeper into the skin. They're designed to be put on the skin's surface. So if you go and make a bunch of holes through the surface with something like this, and then stick on any normal average skincare product that's got fragrance in it, that's got, I don't know, bulking emulsifying agents or whatever that aren't meant to go deep into the skin, you could be asking for trouble. You've also got to keep it scrupulously clean. You've got to spray this down every time you use it with a disinfecting solution, which you can get. They either come with the rollers or you can buy separate ones off the internet. I have been experimenting with this on my stomach to see the difference it might make, and then putting on some high-grade vitamin C and some retinol. And I thought I was being quite careful, but my husband saw my stomach in the bathroom the other day and sort of said, you know, what on earth happened? And it looks like it's been scratched up and it's not looking great. And I can see that if I didn't watch out, I'd do that to my face. I mean, this is what I hear from dermatologists, that people just don't do it carefully. They wreck the skin barrier. So if, like the fabulously named Slimesy Cupcake, who dropped me a line saying she's got one in the drawer, should she use it? If you've got it, you may as well, but for goodness sake, be careful. Get yourself some good cosmeceutical products and preferably get an opinion from somebody on what products you could be using after it that won't upset your skin. And then, you know, just be sensible around it. So then what have we got? We've got light treatments. We've got light treatments. Now, I have loved using this mask, the home use mask from CurrentBody, but it's been superseded in my affections because here is the LightStim, less handy than that. You have to hold this on a bit of the face at a time. But this is FDA approved. It's got some studies that show everybody who used it for 3 minutes at a time in each particular spot they put it on saw a de-wrinkling effect. This is because this produces red LED light and near infrared light. And what the red light does is it has a regenerating effect on the skin. It encourages remodeling of the skin, that improves the skin hydration, it encourages the production of new collagen and elastin. You have to keep going with it, obviously, but this does have studies to show it works. I've been trying to get studies out of the other mask, but the ones I've seen so far haven't been quite as impressive as I'd hoped. And those are great, and those are home use products and designed to be, but of course they've been blown out of the water by the fact I've been lent this, which is the Dermalux Flex. And I wonder if I can plug this in and show you. Maybe I'll do that another time. This is a device which is used in clinics. So it is really high powered technology. You've got all these lights in there. It's flexible, so you can take it off and you can use it to have a go at your stomach, or if you're using the blue light in it and you've got acne on your back, you could use it around your back to help denature that acne bacteria. I mean, these lights are strong. That's the one thing you have to bear in mind with that. So you do need proper blackout goggles. I mean, some might argue you might want blackout goggles with anything else, but you absolutely have to with this. So I've been lent this to have a play with. I think it's making a big difference to my skin. I'm using it for the best part of 30 minutes, most days of the week, probably 5 days a week. And we will see. I will go and get a Visier scan when the clinics reopen and see what it's done. It switches on there very easily. You choose your lights. You could have one, you could have two, you could have all three at once if you wanted. Don't know why you'd want that. I like the near infrared. That goes in deeper. That's really good for aching joints and generally regenerating things at a rather deeper level. And then you press that and you can see it lights up. So it lights up. It's very bright, and I'm not going to look into it because it is so bright, but you can see that is that easy. You lie under it. There's a 30-minute counter, downer, counter, and then it goes off like that. So that's the Dermalux. And then we got a few body ones. This is an old favourite. In fact, it's this particular model of it is no longer on sale. This is the Philips Lumea. Just shows how long I've had it around. I've cleared all the hair from my armpits with this. It is an IPL device, intense pulse light. Don't think there's any charge in that at the moment, but it produces flashes of light when it's charged up. Intense pulse light travels down the hair shaft into the hair follicle, and sorry, I'll just turn it off because it's a bit noisy, and it will denature that hair follicle. You have to do this treatment every couple of weeks, but after 4 sessions, it reduces the hair growth by a great deal. They can't call it permanent hair removal, but it's permanent hair reduction. And I found, I mean, you shave the area, because then the light just travels down the little bit of hair that is left under the skin. You zap the area, which for the armpit takes less than a minute either side. And I found within 8 weeks, certainly not much more, there's pretty well nothing to do. I mean, I keep it around for having a go at stray hairs on my legs. Most of the hairs on my legs were taken off with IPL a long time ago when that was a big salon treatment. I mean, but this is incredibly convenient home use and works very well. This version is about £300 worth, or the new iteration of this version, but there are smaller devices, and basically IPL for hair removal is fab, and it's very straightforward and it works. Then more hair removal. This good old epilator. This is a Braun Silk-épil, which is 150 quid, so quite expensive. And epilating, what it does, if you don't know an epilator, you turn it on, and that little wheel at the top with these spaced, not quite blades, they grab onto the hairs as they speed past them and they wrench them out. So and there's a little searchlight to see where you're going. So you go up and down your leg or arm or whatever, and it grabs them and pulls them out, and it works beautifully. Again, I use this on my legs for the hairs that are still growing through despite the IPL, because what IPL works on really well is dark hair on a paler skin. You can use it on darker skin tones at a lower intensity. You can use it on medium skin tones. You can't go really dark with that. But it won't work on, so IPL won't work on red hair or grey hair or white hair. And so if I've got bristly white hairs on my knees or whatever, this is fab for pulling them out. I wouldn't want to go into a whole leg full, a thicket of hair, because it would be really painful, because it does literally yank them out. I saw my friend, the fabulous Newbie Hands, talking about how much she loves hers and how good it is for doing her armpits. I would be cautious about going near armpits with this, just because you need to keep the skin really taut when you're working along, which is easy on shins and even on thighs. But in the armpit, you know, if it catches the skin in the armpit, it will really grab onto it. It takes a second or two for you to disentangle yourself, and you're left with quite a bruise, in my experience. I do love my epilator, and this is old, I mean, but it's lasted the test of time. Then we have the Elvie. Now this is a pelvic floor trainer for Kegel exercises. Really super neat little thing. And, you know, exercising your pelvic floor, it is the most boring thing in the world to try and do. But this is very easy to use. You use it internally. So you insert this like you would a tampon into the vagina with this bit sticking out. And then you connect it to the app. And the app on the phone, as you squeeze the device, it takes you through a series of exercises where you're trying to follow the progress of a little floating gem on the screen and hold it above a line or hit various targets or hold it steady. So it kind of gamifies the whole tedious experience of Kegel exercises. A friend, I think this is about 180 quid. A friend who's tried the Kegel 8, which I think is a very similar sort of device, says she gets great results with this. This is fab. But as with all these devices, you need to use it. So if you're going to invest in any of these things, you need to know that you're going to find the time and put in the effort to actually do what it says in the instructions. If you want to get the results which they offer, and these things will all give results if you put in the hours, you know, you've got to commit. You've got to commit to it, and you've got to be consistent with it. If it says use it 5 times a week, use it 5 times a week, and then you'll be well on your way. And finally, this fabulous thing, which is, I think it's a Scholl foot smoothing, velvet smooth, whatever it's called. It twists on like that. And this is an abrasive roller, and you use this to take hard skin off your feet, which if you can't get to a pedicure, or if, like me, you're too lazy to go for pedicures and you just want to take off all those hard bits on the toes, the heels, this is absolutely wonderful. I think it's about 20 quid. I think you can get a version of it that will go in the bath, but this is the basic one that you just use dry, but it's really simple to use. So this is something I do use a lot. And that is my roundup of all the gadgets that I've got around at the moment. So I hope that was helpful. And if you've got questions about other ones or more detailed questions about the ones I've been talking through, just drop me a line, let me know. And thanks very much for watching.